Hey there, TCS. This is Rachel Brockman, and I'm going to take a couple of minutes to share with you about the navigation for PowerTeacher Pro. There are a couple of different ways that you can access PowerTeacher Pro from PowerSchool SIS's landing page. One of them is in the navigation menu on the side. You can click the link that says PowerTeacher Pro, and it will take you to the assignment list for the first period that you have listed on your start menu. So for me, if I were to click on PowerTeacher Pro, it would take me to my homeroom assignment list. Now, most of us, if homeroom is your first one listed, don't have assignments associated with that class. So maybe you don't want to use this link. You may want to use the other option, which is to go directly to the gradebook, go directly to the assignments for the class period that you're interested in seeing. So I know that in the sandbox, I'm in the sandbox right now, I have got some grades set up for my second period class, second grade English. So I'm going to go ahead and click the link to PowerTeacher Pro, and it'll take me to the landing page for PowerTeacher Pro. So it brings me to the assignment list. And remember, normally, if you just click that link on the left, it'll take you to your whatever class is listed first. So maybe your first period, it might be homeroom for you. It'll bring you to the assignment page for that class associated with that class. On this screen, we have a couple of different navigation menus. Up here at the top is the navigation bar. Over here on the side is the navigation menu. And then right here in the center, we always default to the assignment list. Up at the top, we've got the menu bar. On the left-hand side is the logo for PowerTeacher Pro. Just a reminder, if you click on this link, it's going to take you back to PowerSchool SIS, take you back to your landing page for that, even though it says PowerTeacher Pro. So just know if you need to get back to PowerSchool SIS, this is a really quick way to do it. In the center of the menu bar, we've got the drop-down list of all the periods that you teach. This is a really quick way to navigate to any of the classes that you need to see the class assignments or gradebook. On the right-hand side, hold on, we'll go ahead and reselect that. On the right-hand side of the navigation bar, you've got your Add button. Here you can add an assignment, and we'll look closer into that a little bit later. You can look at your categories for assignments. We're going to do that a little bit later. And you can add observations of individual students, which is great if you've got like a behavioral or a running record observation that you want to make and just keep it inside PowerTeacher Pro. On the menu, we also have a notification of any reports that you have run. And then we've got our help menu, which is very powerful. I highly recommend using it. Let me show that to you real quickly. It's worth a look. They have got a search bar at the top for any topics that you need to get information about. They have a great drop-down menu over here on the left and hot topics in the center. Definitely recommend taking advantage of it. And then on the far right is your profile. And in your profile, when we're in PowerTeacher Pro, we've got a couple of options that aren't available in PowerSchool SIS. So when I'm looking at my gradebook, if I would like to see the numbers and the columns a little bit larger size, you've got some options there to change the view of your gradebook, which is nice. On the left-hand side, we have the navigation menu. And for beginning of the year training, we're only really worried about the top two or three links that are there. The bottom links down here, as PowerSchool SIS and PowerTeacher Pro rolls out, we're going to do some additional training on these links down here that have to do with report cards and looking at progress of students over time. So over here on the left, under class, you're able to make class observations as well. So if you have different class periods and you just want to make notes to yourself about how they responded to a particular lesson, you can do that here. This portion, assets and textbooks, we don't need to worry about. Under grading, we're only, for the beginning of school year, only going to focus on this top part of the menu. Right here, we've got the assignment list, which is the default that you're going to see when you go to PowerTeacher Pro. We also have the score sheet. This will show you the individual scores that have been logged for each assignment, kind of in a gradebook layout. And since I'm in the sandbox right now, and we don't have reporting terms set up, we're not able to see that right now, but you'll be able to see that as you start dropping grades in your assignments. And adding grades is a topic that we have a separate video for that you can view. And then finally, we have the categories. These are the different categories for your assignments. You can reorder these if you wish, so that the ones you tend to use most frequently are at the top. We are thinking right now that um, most of the point values associated with these categories, or if you're in high school and you are weighted, your grades are weighted, those weights are going to be added at the district level, I believe. We may have some freedom there to edit some of these, and we'll get information about that out to you as we receive it. The final menu I wanted to show you is under students, and because my grading terms are not set up yet, my grading periods, we can't really go into these, but I did want you to see them. So when you click on students for a class period that you have pulled up, it'll pull up a roster of all the students in that period and will provide different links with information about those students. So if you needed to see demographics for a particular student, you can select that student, go into demographics for that student, and it'll pull up information about that student for you. You can add comments and observations. You can look at the grades just for that one student over time. So there's some powerful things in here you'll be able to use as we flesh out PowerTeacher Pro. Progress, reports, and settings, all of these will be areas of PowerTeacher Pro that we're going to go into a little more deeply later. The apps has the PowerTeacher portal. This is another way that you can get back to PowerSchool SIS, so just know that that's available to you. And if you have any questions at all, you can contact me at rachel.brockman@trustfulcityschools.com.